Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be recording this video. In my Instagram, I asked you guys if you guys had any questions and I would be doing a Q&A. So this is where I'm going to be just answering the questions that you guys asked in my Instagram, and I'm very thankful for you guys for asking the questions, and I'm very excited to just get to answering them. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So we'll just get started right away. And I thought the questions were really nice because they were in a nice spectrum of questions that kind of cover the areas where I have some experience or I have been through those experiences before in my life. So I thought it was really nice that the questions were very broad, very spread out in different experiences. So the first question that was asked was, how do you maintain focus and organize on school? I am a total organized freak. I love planning. I love school. When I was in school, I loved it. I adored it ever since I started school when I was really small. But I would say that the main things in order to be organized in school is definitely my tip number one is when you get your syllabus at the beginning of the quarter, the semester, I always wrote down all of the due dates, when quizzes were going to be due, when study guides were going to be due, when study sessions were going to be done, as such for all of my classes, so I could get kind of a spectrum of when tests will be, if any tests overlap in a week. That way you kind of set your mind, okay, I need to be organized mostly this week because I have 2 tests, and in order for you to be able to study ahead of time, knowing that you have 2 tests on the same week, and you want to make sure you have enough time to study for both of them. So I know it sounds very kind of like plain and kind of like a duh type of tip, but it's really important to organize yourself from the beginning of the semester in your quarter. Being organized from that first time that you write all of your due dates is really going to determine how successful and how less procrastination you're going to have throughout the quarter or the semester. The second tip that I truly recommend is something that I always did as well, is when you're in the class, you're just writing down the notes as fast as you can because your professor is just going fast and fast and fast, and so you're trying to write everything down. Everything sometimes doesn't make sense. So usually what I did is once the class was over, I would rewrite the notes just to make sure that I had a clear understanding of what the topic was. And if I didn't, then I would write down questions that I had. So then the next time I saw the professor, or if there was a classmate that could help me answer that question. So that is something that was very helpful for me. It also helped me to maintain my notes organized. And that way you're kind of studying again. A big thing is repetition. You don't want to procrastinate, at least that's for me, because the way that your brain works is that the more repetition there is, the most likely that that information is going to go into your long-term memory instead of your short-term memory. And you don't want to go on a test with short-term memory stuff, because then you're not going to remember a single thing, or when you're super pressured to answer a question, you're going to blank out. So always recommend to keep organized by writing all of your due dates, all of your exam dates, kind of in your planner. And the second thing, to just rewrite your notes as much as you can until there is no question on any topic. So those are the 2 things that are going to help you throughout your semester and your quarter. At least those were things that really helped me. So thank you so much for asking that question. The second question that was asked is, how do you find the one? So how do you find the one? I think there are just so many qualities in order to find the one. But if you do have more questions, I did make a video solely on that question. So you can go ahead and search on my videos in order to see a little bit more information on that. But what I would say is the most important stuff, knowing that you found the one, is when you're willing to serve this person no matter what, and that person is willing to serve you. I think a relationship is truly about serving each other, being able to serve each other even when you don't feel like it, but you know that you just want to do everything that you can for this person. You want to prioritize this person. So that is one main thing to know when you know you found the one. Also, a very important one is when this person leads you closer to Christ, when this person makes you grow in your faith and in your spiritual life with the Lord. This person, when you know you find the one, needs to challenge you to get closer to God. For example, as well, when lady is looking for a man of the Lord and looking for the one, you need to be able to know that this guy can lead you closer to him, can lead himself and both of you closer to God. So I think that is something that is so important to know. So those are my two main things when knowing when you found the one. Serving each other and also getting closer to God is very, very important. So let me see. I believe there are two more questions. The third question that was asked is, how was your first day as your new apartment as a married couple? This one was really interesting. I think it's a bittersweet moment. You have been waiting forever to live with this person. For me specifically, it was a little kind of sad for me because I have always lived with my parents for 24 years. I didn't think I was gonna miss them that much, but at the beginning I truly missed them so much. When I was sleeping at night, I would wake up and miss them. When I was having breakfast, when I was having dinner, just because you're so used to living with your parents. So do expect it to be very, very kind of sad in some moments, but also very joyful and very sweet because you're living with your new partner, with your new soulmate, with your new family. So I think that's just so amazing as well. One thing is that there are so many unspoken rules, and that is my main thing when I'm giving you kind of not advice, but when I'm telling you how it's like to live for the first time ever in your apartment with your husband or wife. There are so many unspoken rules. This is something that we learned in our marriage counseling, and unspoken rules literally is you thinking that this is the way things are done and that your partner already knows this is how things should be done. Such as, where do you leave the ketchup bottle? Where do you leave your toothbrush? Where do you leave the shoes when you come into the house? Do you take them off? Do you not take them off? You both grew in such different worlds, in different families, different traditions, so it's very hard to kind of be able to bring both of you together, and you're gonna have to learn a lot of unspoken rules about each other. So I think that's the main one. It was a little bittersweet, and also unspoken rules, which is something that I feel is the first thing that you notice as the first time that you start living with your partner. And the last question is, how is married life? Married life is great, it's challenging, it's raw, it's pure. I think it's just the most beautiful example of what the Lord wants for you to experience, because it really is a representation of the love of God towards the church. And I think it's just such a beautiful moment, a season, and I truly recommend it for everybody. And it has been wonderful. We're so excited for what's to come into our lives. We have truly experienced God's love in a very raw way. And I'm just excited to be sharing with you guys a little bit more of what marriage is like for me. I know sometimes a lot of people say that I was too young to get married, so I'm just excited to be sharing that experience with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and God bless you.